Who is to shame you for wearing lashes for a 7 a.m. meeting? If it makes you feel good, do it. Hey guys, I'm Tamara. Welcome to my channel. My channel primarily focuses on beauty, a little bit of fashion, a little bit of lifestyle. Today I am bringing you a no foundation makeup look. So I typically use this when I don't want to throw on a ton of makeup and I don't want to look like a zombie. So I just use a couple products, throw it on my face and go. It usually takes like 10-15 minutes. You're feeling super fancy. This can also be used for you guys that have to do those Zoom meetings and they force you to turn on your camera. You can throw this on in the morning and it's super quick and it's super easy to take off as well. I go into a clinic, so I can just hide behind a mask and some goggles. So if you're interested, just keep watching. All right, so to get started, I already did one brow off camera because sometimes it takes me a little bit too long when I try and do both. So to get started, if you do brows, you can start with doing brows first. So I'm gonna pull my mirror just a little bit closer so I can look into it a little bit better. I mentioned it before, but this is the Colourpop brow pencil in the color Bangin Brunette. I think it's like $6, which is nice. So if you're just looking for a cheap option, if you don't do brows, you can pick that up at your local Ulta. Although I hear Ulta's coming to Target, so soon enough you'll be able to pick it up at your local Target as well. So I do it super light because I'm not a huge like brow person, in the sense that like I just don't really like the dark brow look, even though this one kind of looks dark. The tip that I was given was that if you don't want your brows to be super dark, hold it further down. If you do want your brows to be a little bit darker, going in a little more fine, hold it a little bit closer. I'm just gonna line them here, doing it super light. A lot of the stuff that I'm using, you can definitely pick up at like your local drugstore, I believe, for the most part. So I don't fill it in a ton, I just fill it in a little bit here. And excuse my excessive bang here. My hair was not cooperating, so I just did what I could to get it to look semi-decent. So you can make fun of it if you want, it's fine. I think they're even. That's also my problem too. I have an issue making them super even. I'm gonna go in with Maple. It's basically the shade of my skin, so it just like blends out really well too. So I'm just going to clean up my brows a little bit with a precise brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush. I got it from Target, super affordable. So I'm just cleaning up any mistakes that I made, which is the nice thing about cleaning up your brows with concealer. Like even if you don't like that like highlighted look around the brow, you can just go in with something that is like your shade and just kind of like clean up any mistakes that you did make. I'm just gonna go in with my Wet n Wild small concealer brush, super cheap, 99 cents. You can get at Walmart, you can get at Target, all that, and just blend this out, kind of bring it down into the eyes. And the benefit with using a shade that is more so your color is you don't have to go in and try and like clean it up when you're like doing your base later. One thing that I'm also going to say, just because you may be using this for a Zoom call, that doesn't mean that you should just get up, roll out of bed, and put this on. You should at least like moisturize your face. Put on some eye cream. Wash your face before you do this. It'll apply a lot better, and you'll like the results a lot more in the long run. Now I'm going in with my color corrector. Everybody does not need to do this step. Like I said, I struggle with dark circles, so using a color corrector over my dark circles, and even if you have like dark spots, you can use a color corrector. Otherwise you can like just use the concealer that's the same shade to correct. So I'm putting this under my under eye here as well. I just use black Radiance, which is not, it's not because it's like a superior product. It was literally because I was looking for a color corrector and I couldn't find anything else in the store, and I saw this and I was like, you know what, I used to use their powder for bronzing, so I was like, you know, this will probably work. and it's worked so far. If you need to do more intense color correcting, it might be more beneficial for you to get one that is a little bit like this. Is like it covers stuff up, but it's a little, it covers stuff up, but it's a little too transparent sometimes. Like I don't feel like it like really does the best job, but I feel like it does enough for me, so it works. And then I'm going to go in with my Born This Way concealer in Maple. So this you can't get in the drugstore, but what I used to use, this has become my staple. What I used to use was my Colourpop in the No Filter concealer in Dark 40. They don't sell this in Ulta anymore. They sell the Pretty Fresh concealer, which I've tried, and it's really not bad. It's not, I don't feel like it gives me as much coverage as like my Maple does, which gives me like a ton of coverage. But if you're looking for like a more affordable option, I think this is like $6, and they sell it on the Colourpop website. So if you don't want to go out and get something like this, which is a little bit on the more high-end expensive side, Colourpop does you very well. So all I'm gonna do here, I'm not gonna put on a ton of concealer. I'm just gonna put like a few dots under each eye here, just so it's giving me like a little bit of coverage. So like I was saying before, if you have like dark marks around your face, like blemishes, you can always go in and just like spot conceal. I don't really have any right now, but I have acne forming there, so like you can just like spot conceal there and use that to like cover up any of the marks that you do have, so it kind of gives you like flawless finish as well. So once again, going in with my Real Techniques brush. Some people like to use brushes. I'm not one of those people. For concealer specifically, I prefer a sponge. Like it like sucks up a little bit more up, so it doesn't look like you have like a ton of stuff on your face. I'm just gonna go in and blend this out here. So I was on Twitter the other day and I saw somebody talking about what is your favorite Britney Spears song, and I had like had to think, because Britney Spears has bangers, especially when I'm just gonna blend this out here as well, especially like growing up on it, and all of her like pop music was amazing. And I had to think, I had to be like, man, she has like so many good songs, but I think mine is actually Oops, I Did It Again, and then like followed maybe by like Toxic. But like Lucky is a banger too. Lucky, like I realized, I went back and listened to that song, I realized that Britney Spears has been telling us that she's struggling because she's lucky, she's a star, but she cries in her lonely heart. Britney, were you talking about somebody else, or were you talking about you? Because from everything that we're hearing lately, I'm gonna assume that she was talking about Britney. But what is your favorite Britney song? Comment down below, because I feel like mine is Oops, I Did It Again. Like the video is just classic. It like just plays back in my mind. And yeah, I had to throw it on today to do my workout because it just brought back so many memories. Next, I am going in with my True Match powder. I got this in the color W8. I actually don't use this as much anymore. This is what I started with. But this is also something you can get at like Target, drugstore, anywhere. Going in with my Real Techniques powder brush here, and all I'm gonna do is just like kind of cover up that concealer there, kind of just set it. If you need it, just dust it a little bit around your face, just give you like a little bit of coverage. You can go a little bit heavier with this if you want, but my whole point in putting this on is just to set the under eye. It's like 3 products so far, so we're like basically almost done. It goes by very fast. I still really like highlighter, like I've said. I know a lot of people like aren't huge fans of it, but I just like that subtle, like you turn, you see the glow, there's a little bit of glow underneath the eyebrow. I feel like it really like adds, especially when it's like nice outside and you're like going to brunch, and like maybe it's like a day party brunch, and like you don't want to put on a ton of makeup, but you want to look decent, but you still want to shine. Highlighter, it adds. So once again, I'm going in with my Maybelline Molten Gold. You can get this at the drugstore, and I just tap with a little taper brush that I got from Ulta right under here, super subtle, right under the eyebrow. This is not a step that you need to include at all. the concealer and the powder could really be where you stop. I think you can see it. There it is. There she is. I just want to add a little more under here. All right, so next thing that I like to go in with is just some super light eyeshadow. Obviously, I'm using the Jackie Aina palette because, like, if you don't have it, like, what are you doing? Specifically for my fellow black girls, like, it was a woman of color that made this, a black woman of color that made this for us. These colors are for us. So, like, if you have to get any type of like high-end palette, which I suggest high-end eyeshadow palettes, because like I said, like, pigment, you can't beat them. I would suggest this palette. I think it's limited edition, so I don't know if it's still available, but like if there's just like one palette, you're willing to spend the money on just like one palette, this is the one, the Jackie Aina palette. She made this for us and it's great. But outside of that little rant, what I do is I go in with like a brown. So like if you have a bronzer, you can always use the bronzer, or if you have like any type of palette, it does not have to be a high-end palette for something like this. I'm just exaggerating. But if you have like any type of palette that has a brown in it, if you just take that and just deepen the crease a little bit, just so it gives you a little more depth. It doesn't have to be like anything dramatic. You're just going in here and just adding more depth. Sometimes I bring it down to my eyelid as well, just to add. I do it super light. It barely looks like I have anything on, but it looks like it gives my eye more depth. Like if you can compare the right side to the left side, I feel like this kind of like looks flat, and this looks like it has a little more dimension. Maybe that's just me and what I'm reading on camera and I'm hoping is coming across on camera, but that is what I would suggest doing here. You can really do any color, but brown just like gives you depth. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Just blending that out into my crease using my Wet n Wild brush. This you can also get at a drugstore. It's 99 cents. Even though these are 99 cents, these like Wet n Wild brushes are low-key like the truth. I feel like they really get the job done. So if you're looking to like build on your makeup collection, I've only tried the eye one, so I can't speak to like the face brushes. If you're looking to build on your makeup collection, start with some of these Wet n Wild brushes. They really come through in your time of need. This actually may be more than 6 items, but my point in saying that it only takes like 6 was just to show that it really doesn't take that much to complete this look. So I'm going with mascara. If you're feeling fancy, you can go in with some lashes. These are from the drugstore once again. So if you're going to brunch or something like that, or you just want to dress it up a little bit, you can always add lashes to the look, and that will just make it a little more extra. Or if you are feeling really fancy during your Zoom call, you can add lashes too. Who is to tell you otherwise? Who is to shame you for wearing lashes for a 7 a.m. meeting? If it makes you feel good, do it. No one should be able to tell you otherwise. I'm going in with my L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I don't think you can really see it. This is drugstore as well. I personally don't see the necessity in getting a $20-something, $20+ mascara, because sometimes I feel like it all ends up looking this, not all, like some of them, like this is superior to other ones, but I know it's been compared to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which I know a lot of people are fans of, but like if you can get a better alternative, like a cheaper alternative, and if you're just doing it for just like I'm wanting to look decent for work in the morning, then I don't think that you need a $20-something mascara. But that is just me. Alright, so the mascara is on. Like I said, you can like see that it is on. Like you can like see my lashes. It's not like you have to spend like an excessive amount of money to have visible mascara, Or like I said, if you want to dress it up a little bit, make it a little bit more fancy, you can throw on some false lashes instead. So the last step, we're already at the end. Like I said, this is fast, this is easy. You can get it done quickly and still look great. So now that everything's dry, I'm gonna go in with my all-nighter setting spray. This is also one of those like things that I won't bend on. I feel like my all-nighter spray is my favorite. I used to use the NYX matte. That one's not bad either. So like, once again, if you're looking for like a cheaper alternative, you can always get that, and that looks good as well. So I'm gonna spray this on so that it doesn't look like there's like a powder layer underneath my eyes, just so like it like brings life back to the face. So this is my final step. It doesn't have to be your final step. It's just like if you want to make it a little bit more fancy, or you just want to like add to the look. Going in with a gloss from Colourpop from Ellarie's collection. It's called Steelo. It's more so like see-through, so it just adds like more of like a gleam to the lip. I think it kind of almost looks like that Rihanna one, the gloss one that first came out. So I'm just adding that on top and on the bottom. Alright guys, so I threw on some gloss and that's it. That's the look. It's super easy. I think I said 5 to 6 in the beginning, but it might have been more like 6 to 7 items. You can always like add and take away things as it suits you, but the thing is, it's just like super quick and easy. So if you want to add eyeliner, you can do that. If you want to add lashes, you can do that. If you want to add blush, you can do that. Or if you want to add bronzer, give yourself a little more dimension, you can do that. So you can really just like take this anywhere that you want to take it, but this just gives you like a good base. Like, hey, I don't want to get foundation. I don't want to put on foundation today. I just want to look like I'm alive. This is the perfect like go-to thing for you. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. If you have any ideas for other videos that you would like me to do, let me know down below. And don't forget to let me know what your favorite Britney song is, because I'm curious and I'm sure everybody else is curious too. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.